Good morning, all Chicago Cubs fans. I hope we're all having a fantastic start to our Wednesday. My name's Steven Ryan. Welcome to today's edition of Cubs Daily, presented by Fan Arch. We got a lot of interesting topics to get into. Unfortunately, we did drop another ball game yesterday. I'm going to break down Javier Assad's debut. Again, we're going to harp on the same old message as before. The offense, the offense, the offense. It's offensive to us Cubs fans. And I'll preview Game 2 as well and get to some of your guys and gals' comments. I appreciate every single one of you continuing to say your thoughts in the comment section. I love hearing all the different angles. It's truly, truly an honor that you guys take the time to, listen to the video and then share your thoughts. Really, really, I do genuinely appreciate it. So, Javier Assad, first game back. It wasn't a surprise that he started in this sense. Like, obviously, if Javier Assad's available, I would much rather start him. But it was a start in how quickly it escalated because I was anticipating Ben Brown yesterday, right? Then, about 2 hours before the game, they made the roster moves. Miguel Amaya, Javier Assad back on the Major League roster. John Birdie, DFA'd. Yay! Just kidding. That's not really nice. But, I think that was something we've been waiting for a while now. And then they moved, I forgot who they moved down. But either way, they made room for Miguel Amaya and Javier Assad on the Major League Ball Club. Hopefully these guys can provide a spark to this team. I think Javier Assad did all right. Like, I'm not too mad about his start. Yes, did he give up 4 runs? Yes. Did he give up the big swing? Yes. You don't like seeing that. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fairly certain that 3-run homer came in the 4th inning. And for those first 3 innings, Javier Assad was competing. He was battling. He was getting a little lucky, which definitely helps in the situation. But I was very, very happy with what he was doing. And this isn't talked enough about, in my opinion, about baseball specifically. It's kind of a either do or you don't sport. And I totally understand that line of thinking. But there is not enough discussion about how a pitcher is pitching when he knows his offense can't contribute to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like an extra level of added pressure and angst to every pitch that you throw in the game. And I think that is what kind of happened with Javier Assad yesterday. He was battling, he was competing, and unfortunately, it just did not work out in that sense. And he gave up the big swing, plain and simple. And obviously, that was just enough because our offense can't do jack track. So, we're going to get to that. I'm going to give him a pass on his first start. Again, coming back to the big leagues, it's not an easy thing to do. So, shout out to Javier Assad on that front, all right? Shout out to Javier Assad on that front. Keep on battling. Keep on getting better. Again, it's about aligning ourselves with October. Now, it feels like at our current rate, we're not going to get there, but we're still in the wild card. We're still in the hunt. Let's just remain patient. We're trying to get back on track. Now, again, it all comes down to lack of execution, right? We are not executing at a high enough level for success in the big leagues, right? Anytime we get a runner on third with less than 1 out, we F it up tremendously. I just don't get it. I mean, you gotta be able to find him. You gotta hit the ball to the second baseman. These teams, they're willing to give up runs against us. They are, because they know we can't score. I mean, the situation yesterday, it was 2 on, 2 out, 2 on, 2 out, Kyle Tucker coming up, and they walked him. They didn't give him a pitch to sniff, and he is struggling. Kyle Tucker is not doing well. They said, no, we're going to face Carson Kelly. You have to know that you're not going to be a successful Major League Ball Club if Carson Kelly's your 4-hitter. Just plain and simple. Plain and simple. I like what he's done for this team so far this year. He should be batting 7th at the highest on a real championship contender team. Carson Kelly is not batting that high. So, just unfortunately, I know Craig Counsell, it doesn't seem like he's trying to do anything to get the juices out of this team. We're in a rut, a major, major rut, and it's getting mental now. Dansby Swanson had a couple of errors yesterday. It's just brutal out there. Just brutal to watch. It's not fun anymore, but again, there's time for it to turn around. So I'm going to hold out hope. I'm going to remain positive. This team maybe wasn't as good, like I said, at the top of April, but they're not as bad as they're playing now. That is what the real struggle with me is they're somewhere in between. I just don't know how good that in-between level is. So the offense just struggling again and again. Maybe today they get off the schneid, right? Kid Cade helped get the Cubs off the schneid. I'm going to say this. I have a feeling Kid Cade's going to do his job. I have a feeling he's going to go 5 innings. He's going to allow a run or two, and he's going to give this team a chance to win. Will the offense give him any help? That is the real question. That's just how this is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the unfortunate truth with all of this. I mean, I wish there was some magic formula to say, plug player A here, plug player B here. There's not. The pitching's doing its job. The offense is brutal. 7 through 9 in the order are contributing at a very, very good rate. It's our 1 through 4 hitters who have been abysmically horrendous. And I mean just abysmically. I don't even know if those two words go together. They've just been awful. Awful since the All-Star break. Pete Crow Armstrong, I'm not sure what he needs. He needs a full-down deep dive. Again, progression with the young guys. He just needs to hit a baseball hard somewhere. Maybe he needs to drop the bunt down. I don't know. But this team needs to figure it out. And the time is running out. I'm going to say that much. The Reds are on their heels. The Mets are on our heels. The Padres are already there. They have got to execute better. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it in this sense. So, will we win Game 2 tonight? I want to say yes. I want to have confidence. Not the way this offense is playing. I just can't do it straight up. So, either way, we're going to see. I'm going to watch the game. I love watching this team play. It's just been genuinely frustrating, which, I'm sure, as you all know in the comment section, it's genuinely the same way. And meanwhile, the Brewers dropped 14 on the Pirates, and they dropped like 8 of them on Paul Skeens. So, super great stuff going on over here. All right, let's get to some of your guys and gals' comment. Again, thank you for sharing your thoughts in the comments. So I do want to highlight some of your guys' thoughts. I do my best to try and respond to every single one of your guys' comments. Unfortunately, I'm pretty tired these days, just with the kids and other jobs. But I do my best to try and respond. But I do want to highlight some of everyone's thoughts, and I'll respond to them here on the channel as well. So, let's get to the first comment, right? PG the Cook. I know I've seen PG in the comments. I appreciate you, PG, a lot. I know they will come out of it, referring to the slump. But just watch all of them swing the bat. They go straight up with the bat, all of them. Then watch the Cards swing the bat. Nice level swings. PG is referencing the series against the Cardinals. And honestly, PG, I do not disagree with you, but it looks like that against every team. Just the way we're playing. We're pressing. I think this kind of goes to the point that we, the players, are trying way too hard to execute on something. Baseball is the most, I want to say the most zen sport. It's not really. But if you try too hard to press in baseball, you're going to have more failure, and it's going to lead to more frustration, and it's going to be a more downward spiral. Something needs to cut the tension in this room with the Cubs. Something. They need to find a win somehow, strangle a cup together, and they will get back on track. But I agree, PG. It just doesn't seem like they're ever going to come out of it. That's kind of the problem that I'm beginning to see with this team. But, again, you got to get to the postseason. You got to get to the dance, and that's where the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen, and you never know what's going to happen in October. So, another comment by No Blinders. I don't know if that's No Blinders or New Orleans Blinders. Either way, appreciate you sharing your thoughts. No, can't see spending $500 million on a player not even batting 300. Cubs should put Tyker on the trade block. I think it's a little too late to do that. Or maybe they did and no team wanted him. Bring up Casey and get him some playing time in the majors. So, no, I'm not here to completely disagree. I will say this. I'm not totally agreeing. I agree that we should bring up Casey and get him some playing time in the majors, especially if we're just going to let this season wash away. At this point, we might as well see what the kids can do. I do not disagree with that. I think if the Cubs did put Kyle Tucker on the trade block, there would have been a lot of different offers out there. A lot of different offers. Probably not as much as you would like to have gotten for him, but there would have been a lot of good offers. No doubt about it. And I don't think he's going to cost $500 million anymore. I think the way he's playing, his price is going down. The way Vlad Jr. is playing, that price is pretty sturdy. I think he's going to be more closer to $400 million. Personally for Kyle Tucker, and hopefully he gets more like 8 to 10 years, and that's my final thought. I don't know where he'll be going, where he'll be doing his business, but we will see this off season. Now, the main part about this that I'm not really agreeing with is I can't even see spending $500 million for a player not even batting 300. My man, no. I just want to let you know that last year, only 5 qualified hitters batted 300. Batting 300 is no longer a standard. It's nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's nice. It definitely is very nice to hit 300. But in this league these days, 300 does not happen. I feel like when I was growing up, there was at least 20 to 30 guys that hit 300 in the early 2000s. Now it's down to 5 players. So if you don't want to pay him 500 for not even hitting 30 home runs, I get it. Driving in 100 RBIs, I get it. OPS over 815 to 900, I get it. But the batting 300 thing is kind of overplayed because, again, last night you saw the literal effect. Like, they walked Kyle Tucker so they could face Carson Kelly. Kyle Tucker does have an impact on this lineup, and you see it throughout all the bats, right? When Kyle Tucker is struggling, Seiya's struggling. PCA, he can't even get out of his own way these days. So, again, I still think Kyle Tucker has tremendous value to this baseball team. I just, it just sucks to see right now. But maybe the price is going down, Maybe we can get him for 8 years, $375 million, which would be just the Cub dream deal, right? That'd be a dream deal for the Cubs. So, either way, I appreciate everyone sharing their thoughts. Please continue to share them. Whether we agree or we disagree, that's the beautiful thing about all of this, right? So, I appreciate everyone who has chopped on into the channel. Appreciate every single one of you. Again, please feel free to share your comments in the comment section down below. And I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully with a Cubs win.